Yesterday around 11:30 p.m. We finalized an agreement with a group led by Bruce Sherman and Derek Jeter to purchase the Marlins from Jeffrey Loria. We submitted that agreement to Major League Baseball for its approval. It's a signed agreement. The next steps are that this Wednesday in Chicago there'll be a meeting of the ownership committee, which is a committee of Major League Baseball owners who will review the transaction. At some point during September, I believe, there will be an owners meeting to approve the transaction with a vote by all the Major League owners. And then following that, there'll be a closing. We're looking at the first few days in October after the season ends. As you all know, we've been talking about this for a long time. It's been a process that has had a lot of twists and turns, a lot of misinformation out there, and there'll be more to say when it's done, except the only thing I'll add right now is that we feel really good. I think it was very important from Jeffrey's standpoint that there was an ownership group who had not just connections to Miami, but an understanding of what it means to be here in Miami and to run a team like the Miami Marlins and all the possibilities that come with being in such a great city like ours.
What ultimately, David, made them the most appealing and winning group as opposed to the other offers that were out there?
I think from the decision was made by us. It was made because we thought that it was in the best interest of the franchise to go forward at this time with this group, and it took a while to get to an agreement. It's a complicated deal. Anytime you do a transaction like this, baseball teams are not sold very often, and it's just complicated. And Bruce Sherman is, you'll meet him. He truly is a man who has a passion for baseball and a love of baseball. Derek Jeter is an incredibly capable individual. Forget what he did on the field because that's not relevant anymore. He's incredibly capable off the field, and thinking about what it would mean for our community and for our fans, and it just made the most sense.
David, what's the appeal of Derek Jeter specifically in this process? What was kind of the things?
There was a lot of things written about the process and about Derek Jeter. The fact of the matter is Derek Jeter was one of 3 bidders along with Bruce Sherman and his group. And at the end of the day, we signed an agreement with Bruce Sherman and Derek Jeter because we felt that was an agreement that made the most sense in terms of going forward. Derek Jeter is again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I've gotten to know him through this process, and he is an incredibly interesting, articulate, smart, contemplative individual. Forget Hall of Famer, right? It's not about that. It's about his ability to run a team and his desire to run a team, and it just came through so clearly what he wanted, and we were able to finish the deal.
What do you think this will mean for the future of the Marlins, this ownership change?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the stadium that Jeffrey got built is what guaranteed the future of the Marlins. That's a hard stop. Having this beautiful ballpark, but sometimes teams change hands, and having Derek Jeter run this team along with Bruce Sherman, I think that it's just an opportunity for a change, and it's something that just made sense for both Jeffrey and for Bruce Sherman and Derek Jeter. So what it means for our fans is there will be continued effort to try to win games. As you know, this is the highest payroll in the history of the Marlins that Jeffrey approved this year, and the results on the field are not exactly what we wanted, but these guys go out and compete every night. We have a lineup that does its job every night, and we're trying to piece together a pitching staff, and they go out and battle every day. And you've got a leader in Don Mattingly, who we think is an incredibly competent leader, but at the end of the day, this is a results game, and we just haven't given the fans what I think they deserve, which is winning seasons and playoff appearances. But at the end of the day, we did give them a ring in 2003, but what have you done for me lately?
David, with regard to the Bloomberg report about George Moss speaking with Sherman and Jeter about joining their group at this point,
right,
have you specifically asked Sherman, Jeter, or their attorneys?
Yeah, the group is led. The group, just so we're clear on that, the group is Bruce Sherman and Derek Jeter and other investors. Jorge Moss is a personal friend, someone I've known for 15 years, who I'm close to. He is not part of the group. He will not be part of the group. There is no discussions for him to be part of the group. He was a competing group. He did not prevail. That doesn't change the fact that he's an important part of this community, an important member of our fan base, a season ticket holder, and just an important man in this community, but he is not part of this group.
And if Sherman and Jeter made that clear to you, that he's not going to be part of their group?
Correct. Jorge Moss is not part of the group. that Major League Baseball will be voting on in the coming weeks.
Does Jeffrey intend to remain involved in baseball in any capacity, and if so, what's he intend to do at this point?
I think Jeffrey will comment when the deal is closed sometime in October, first days of October. I can't speak to what his involvement will be. He will not be involved in the Marlins anymore. In terms of his love of baseball, he has a love of baseball. It's gone on his whole childhood, from the first game he went to with his dad. He'll never exit baseball. He was an owner for 18 seasons in this game, not a short period of time. And he is. I think time will show that through